Hello everyone and welcome to another video here on Sam's Crafty Castle. So today we are doing a princessy inspired card, more specifically a Beauty and the Beast inspired card. Belle is my absolute all-time favorite princess. My second favorite is Ariel, and my third favorite is Elsa, in case you were curious. Um, but Belle has always had a very, very, very special place in my heart since I was a kid, even though the West Wing scene always terrified me as a child, and I was afraid of that movie for a long time because of it. And don't even get me started on the organ from the Christmas one, because he is also terrifying. But I'm also not that young anymore, and he no longer absolutely terrifies me, but still. Um, I was very, very afraid of this movie as a child, but it is still one of my, all-time favorite movies, and Belle is still one of my all-time favorite princesses. So, I got this stamp from, there's a sneak peek at another card that's coming up in a couple weeks. I haven't even filmed it yet at the time I'm filming this voiceover, but I've been trying to get in the habit of cutting out multiple, when I cut out images for something, trying to get ahead and cut out other things at the same time. So, that was a little sneak peek of something else that's coming up. I'm not gonna lie, we're doing a lot of pop culture in 2024 so far. Apparently that's the kind of inspirational card thing that I'm into right now. Is I'm extremely inspired by movies and TV shows and books and all of that kind of thing. Apparently that's going to be, I don't know if it's going to last through all of 2024, but apparently that's the vibe right now. So, we'll see if it holds out. Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. So I'm just going to color in Belle here. I don't do anything too crazy with how I color her. It's pretty simple. I do mess up her eye at one point, but that's okay. It happens. I wasn't paying attention, and I colored part of her eye that I shouldn't have. But then white gel pen to the rescue at the very, very end. Also, don't freak out because her skin looks very, very yellow for a while, but I promise it does not stay that yellow. Her dress helps because her dress is yellow. And that's the other thing. When I color in her skin, so, I don't usually keep... I think I've talked about this before, but, I don't usually keep color Copic combinations around in my head. I just have a board that stayed on my Pinterest, which is linked down below. And I will just go there whenever I need to find a Copic color combination. I have kind of a few go-tos when I really don't want to think or try to look one up, but a lot of times I'll just go to Pinterest and look them up and find what I want or something similar. Or sometimes I just randomly will type in, if I'm doing a flower and I have no idea what color I want to do, I will just type in Copic color combination, and then I will just see what pops up, and then whatever looks appealing I will grab. That's the part of the perk of having the full set of markers, is I really don't have to think about it. I can just pick whatever color I want. But you can obviously do substitutions and stuff if you don't have the full set of markers. Just because Copic markers were my first full set syndrome situation, and 18-year-old me desperately needed to have all of them. I didn't get all of them until I was 25, I wasn't 25. I was maybe 23. It took several years, but 18-year-old me was very determined that she would own all of the Copic markers at some point, and now I do. So, but yeah, that's that story. That was kind of a tangent, but we're coloring, so we're talking about markers. It's okay. I don't love how Belle's hair comes out. It's just been so long. I have been doing a lot more with pencils lately than I have with markers, and I'm starting to lose my marker technique a little bit, but my pencils are on point right now. But so I don't know. I probably need to get back to both a little bit more and get my markers out again and try to get comfortable with them again, because it's been a while. But anyway, color combinations and Belle's skin. That's what we were talking about. And it being very yellow. So sometimes though, when you look at, when I did the Harry Potter card, for Christmas, the magical Christmas card, there was a time where I did Hermione's hair, and her hair has purple in it. And sometimes you will go on the internet and you will see things like that. Belle's skin is 90% yellow. And it's kind of whoa, okay, that's scary. Like, why am I putting purple in her hair? I don't want her hair to be purple. But you'd be surprised what those, like, accent colors can really add to your coloring if you're willing to, like, try it and mix it in. Because I was really worried with Belle's dress and her skin with all the yellow that was in that combination I pulled, and that skin color combination that I pulled out. I was a little bit nervous that, like, her dress being yellow would, like, pull all that yellow out and in her skin and make her look very yellow, but it really doesn't. Once it's all colored in, she looks fine. This is also a tip I learned in my kit and clouder classes, which was like, wait till it's done. Don't judge it till it's done. And I cannot tell you how much that is true, because sometimes it needs to get worse before it gets better. And same thing with this. Like, the more of her I color in, the more her skin tone, like, evens out, and things like that. So, like, you can't, don't judge it till you're done. Wait till you're finished. Then when you're finished, walk away for a while, and then come back. And then you'll be like, oh, hey, yeah, that's not so bad. Like, even looking at her hair, like, when I was actively coloring her hair, I was fairly disappointed in how it was looking, but, like, now watching the video back and recording the voiceover and everything, I'm like, oh, actually, that looks like quite a bit better than I kind of initially thought it did. So, you know, don't judge your coloring before you give it a little break. Otherwise, you're probably gonna hate it. It's just the way it works. I don't know if brains just work that way. I'm not really sure if there's some, like, psychology reason for it, but that's what I've noticed, is that I need to sometimes walk away. And sometimes I'll finish a card, even with, like, my actual cards and stuff. Like, sometimes I finish a card and then I'm like, in the middle of it, I'm like, ugh, this is horrible. I don't like it. But sometimes you just have to trust the process, and then I'll come back to it later, or I'll do this and I'll film it, and I'll be like, gosh, I really don't want to edit this video because I don't like how the card came out. And then I will edit the video and I'll actually be like, you know, actually that's not that bad. Not to say it does not, it does happen the other way too, where I edit a video and I go, I can't post this is so bad. But it doesn't happen, I don't feel like it happens as often as realizing at the end of that, like, oh wait, this card actually came out really kind of cute, even though I wasn't thrilled with it at the beginning. So now I'm just finishing up Belle's dress. I think there's 3 colors in her dress. I think I did a pretty traditional yellow color blend for her dress, but we're gonna do something fun with the sash, because I forgot to turn my notifications off again. I'm so sorry. You probably just heard like 5 go off. Sorry about that, and it just happened again. Anyway, so I just used the darkest color yellow that I was using on her sash to start off with, and I was nervous about it getting lost, but I was like hoping it wouldn't, and it didn't. Once I added all the other shading into the dress, it, you know, you didn't lose the detail of her little sash or the little loopy things. But then I was looking at it, and there's like the little, I don't know what you would actually call them. I should know, but I can't think of the name. You know, that like it basically attached the little detailing to the dress. And I was just gonna do, like, I wanted to do something to like set those out. And I was trying to figure out what to do, and then I remembered I had these little gold and silver pearls from Gina, and now I'm pretty sure they're still available, that you can get just the gold ones. You don't even have to get like the mix. But I was like, I'm gonna put these on there, and I'm so glad I did, because I love them. I love the way they look, and I also added one to the top of her dress, like where her shoulders are, or her sleeves of her dress are, to add, because there's another little one there that's like the draping on her sleeves. Okay, now we're going to do some die cutting, because I had this stamp in my collection. I don't think that stamp's available anymore, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I tried to find it again, and I can't find it. But, because it's Stamp Anniething, if you know them, has a lot of like really cute stamps. But I tried to find this one again, and I couldn't find it. So, but I also I was like digging through the bin of embarrassment, which if you guys know, you know. And I found this stamp set, and I happened to pull out this rose slimline die set from Gina too at the same time. And I went, wait, Beauty and the Beast roses, duh. And I pulled out this stamp and was like, okay, I've made the connection. I know what to do with this. And I had an idea of what I wanted to do with this die. as well, and I was like, hey, this is gonna work. So I've just die cut the I think it's called, the exact title will be down in the description, but I'm pretty sure it's called like Rose Mini Slimline or something. Now I will admit, because this tripped me up, and I think I knew this and just like forgot about it in the moment, because that happens sometimes. Oh, I need to talk about this first, then we'll go back to that. So this is my giant roll of double-sided tape. This is a 2-inch wide double-sided tape. The company that I got this from is no longer in business, so I don't really know if you can find this anywhere anymore. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this down. So this is just slightly wider than 2 inches, but that's okay. That's going to work. So I'm going to stick that down to the tape, but the tape is still going to be sticky through the parts that have been cut out. So I went back and forth with how I wanted to do this. I ended up going with the messier version, and then I'm going to trim down the extra tape because we don't need anything sticking where it doesn't need to stick. I debated doing this in 2 versions. I have red glitter paper that I thought about using, and I would have just cut a second die set and then paper pieced the red glitter paper into it. But this is one of my favorite glitter techniques, and I haven't done it in a while. And I do still have a decent amount of glitter left in my stash, and I decided to go this way. So this is the more messy option, but you could also paper piece it, and you could also paper piece it with like regular paper too. You don't need to use glitter paper, but I liked the sparkles because sparkles and princesses, right? So I just am taking a whole bunch of red glitter and I'm dumping it all over that, and then I am just rubbing it in with my finger into the tape. I could have done this better, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera, but I can tell in real life that I didn't get a super great coating of the glitter on there. But again, that double-sided tape is at least probably 10 years old, so I'm gonna guess it probably doesn't stick as well as it used to either when I would do this all the time. Gosh, that's probably, yeah, that's gotta be at least 10 years old. It has to be. So I think it's losing its stick a little bit. It's not as good as it once was. And then we spilled the glitter because I can't put glitter away without spilling it. It's just like a rule at this point. But it's a little more translucent with the glitter than I normally would have liked. But like I said, I think I could have tried a little harder. I could have pushed a little harder on the glitter to get more to stick. And I could have just used tape that wasn't 10 years old. Because, I mean, like, it's not like the tape goes bad. It's still sticky. But it's 10 years old. And, you know, sometimes things just don't survive that long. So I had to pick out what color I wanted. And I ended up going with blue. I debated going with the red because I hadn't really introduced any blue yet. But my original color palette idea for this card was a blue, red, and yellow. And I think at one point I perhaps intended to cut the die out in blue. But I ended up doing it in white, and so that's why I was kind of debating doing red, but I thought the flowers would stick out more on the blue. So here's my tip with this mini slimline die, just because I thought it was like the full card front. You're going to see me get confused a little bit by this, so that's why I'm just going to talk about it now. Before I go back, because I have a little bit more I want to say about doing that glitter technique. This slimline die doesn't actually cut like the full panel. It's a little bit funky size wise, so don't be freaked out by that. That is how it's supposed to be. I just don't make mini slimlines enough to have been able to process that, and I got really confused. So, you know, I gotta make some more mini slimlines. I gotta like venture out. But that's the nice thing about the double-sided tape is it's already all sticky. So all I have to do is just peel the backing off the tape and stick it down, and I'm done. And then I just use a Swiffer cloth to brush off the extra glitter. Those are great for trying to clean up glitter. And then I glue Belle down, and then I just have a little sentiment strip, and I think I made it a birthday card. Yep, so it just says happy birthday, and that's it. The one thing I want to mention really quick with this glitter technique is you can also change the colors up and stuff too. That's really fun. But maybe we'll revisit this again and do it with a different card though. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and I will see you again soon, and have a crafty day.